Hey guys, what's up? My name is Clayton and I am definitely an alcoholic and a drug addict. Today I'm wearing my glasses because I figured if I was wearing my glasses, you guys would think I'm smart. It's not the case. I'm not smart. Do not accuse me of that. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about step 3, step 4, maybe even step 5 if we can get that far. Step 3, made a decision to turn our will and lives over to the power of God as we understood Him. And this goes back to the very first video that I posted about your perception of what God or a higher power is supposed to be. You know, it doesn't mean that you have to pray to God, that spiritual being that the entire world accepts as God. If you look at the history of the world, there has been several types of gods over the years. You know, there's been several gods. The sun god, Zeus, Hera, I don't know, all of those. You know, the Egyptians had several gods. The Mayans, the Romans, you know, and actually, if you look at the history of Christianity versus the fall of Rome, Christianity was kind of one of the leading causes to the fall of Rome. So anyway, I'm getting a little bit off topic. So this higher power is whatever you decide it's going to be. Your higher power, God, as you understand Him, my God as I understand Him, my sober dozer. That's my higher power. Theoretically, correct? I mean, it's all in theory. Because I can pray to my dozer all day long, and my dozer is physically not going to answer me. It's generally the voices in my head that answer the question that I want to know. The information is generally up here. I just got to look for it. And if I can't find it up here, then I get on my phone. I get on the internet. I read my big book and the 12 steps, because the answer for most of my sobriety questions are locked inside those books and inside my cell phone. You know, that piece of inspiration that I need to get through the day, that's always in there. But and what that step is basically, it's not basically, what that step is telling you is that the way that you've always done shit doesn't fucking work. Right? I mean, your comfort zone doesn't work. What is comfortable for you, what you are used to doing, hasn't worked for you so far. So in order for and try something else. And I don't mean try different drugs or alcohol. What that means is things that normally that you would not do, you got to try those out. And because the way that you have always done things doesn't work, means that, okay, I tried this a million times. I ended up with the same result. God, you got any fucking ideas? What's your fucking bright idea? What do I need to do? And a good example of this would be yesterday morning. Okay, yesterday morning, I was prompted, probably by the voices in my head, to get my ass out of bed and go to church. And I thought, what the fucking church? Are you fucking... Didn't I just make a video about how organized religion it doesn't work for me? I'm pretty sure I just made a video saying that organized religion does not fucking work for me. hey, get the fuck up, get your ass to church. I've learned not to argue with the voices in my head. They generally win. So I got my ass up and I went. Now, I learned a couple of things. One, and most importantly, church made my soul and made my spirit feel like shit. I felt dirty. I felt grungy. It was uncomfortable. It brought up thoughts of, fuck, I want to get drunk. So I don't know how that works for other people. Obviously, it's not going to work for me. I tried it. And now I did describe yesterday a little bit about my insanity, and my insanity says, okay, I'm going to try the same exact thing, but I'm going to try it a little bit differently, and I'm going to expect different results. And I wanted to make sure that it was the church that was making me feel that way. And it was. I went to 2 different meetings. I went to 2 different churches that day, yesterday, and both of them made me feel, I don't know, they made me not very good. I did not end up walking out of there. However, I did walk out of there feeling grateful, because the other lesson that I learned while I was at church was, okay, this little voice that was inside my head, and it was probably God, I didn't realize what the plan was until I got there. And listening to the conversation, the thought, like the people speaking or whatever, the thought crossed my mind, hey, these are all young, impressionable kids. There's a lot of them that are young and impressionable, and they try to stay as close to God as they can. However, addiction is a motherfucker. And it will sneak in, and it will kick you right in your fucking ass when you least expect it. And it can happen to anyone. At all. I mean, it is not discriminating. Addiction doesn't discriminate whatsoever. So I asked the bishop, hey, I'm a recovering alcoholic, and would you be willing to allow me to speak to your congregation about the evils associated with addiction and help your congregation become more aware of how addiction and how the mind and how easily Satan works through addiction. And he says, wow, that's actually a really, really, really good topic. I haven't thought about that. But not necessarily in the church aspect. So he asked me how I'd feel about kids at a school. And I was like, yeah, shit, that'd be awesome. Obviously, I'm going to have to. But, I mean, the opportunity was pretty awesome by itself. So, the way that life has always worked for me isn't working anymore. So I've turned it over to my higher power. And now, he's guiding my path. Public speaking, being able to put words together, I've been told, is something that I'm pretty decent at. I'm generally not very good at speaking off the top of my head because my shit gets jumbled up and I end up close to what I originally started talking about, if you haven't noticed already. But that's how your higher power to help you, and that's why they want you to turn your will and your life over to the power of God as you understand Him. Because, I don't know about you, but fuck, the way I was trying to do things sure as fuck wasn't working for me. I was ending up right back in the same fucking bar. Or I was hiding in my fucking car, getting drunk. You know, I had little booze stashes all over the... I had bottles. Liquor. Beer. I mean, Jesus, you fucking name it. And I had it stashed. That way of thinking and that way of life does not work for me. So, okay, God, what is your plan for me? What do you want me to do? What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just sit here and wait for a fucking answer? No, you still live your life, and opportunities, you will find that opportunities become presented to you that are definitely outside your fucking comfort zone. Trust me, they are way outside your comfort zone. I mean, there's been shit that come up in my life that I am not fucking comfortable with at all. I can't fucking stand it. I don't want to fucking do it. You're not going to get me out of the goddamn house. There's no way. But I do. I do it anyway. Because I need to. I have to. I mean, after all, it's just my life I'm trying to save here, right? I mean, fuck. That ain't very serious. But if I hadn't listened when I was being prompted to do shit, I wouldn't be making this video today. And I've noticed that, you know, there may not be a whole lot of people watching these videos yet. But I have faith that you guys will help me spread the word, and that eventually something that I say will stick, and it will relate to you in other situations where you're like, oh shit, hold on, hey, watch this video because this jackass has something important to say. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm hoping, is that something I say somewhere along the way strikes you and you're like, okay, I'm fucking sharing that because that's pretty important. Before I go, I'm almost to my AA meeting, and this meeting is badass. It's a fireside meeting. I mean, campfire, energy through the roof. I mean, this meeting is amazing. Anyway, before I go, I did, in fact, start a Facebook page that supports my YouTube page. It's called Sober Dozer. I put a screenshot or whatever on my Sober Grid page. I'm probably going to put a link in the description on this, and I'll also put a link in the description for the Sober Grid app, so that you can get on there and download it if you don't have it already. It's a pretty awesome app. I really love it. The people on there are super supportive and super awesome. You really can't find a better group of people to hang out with and associate with. I mean, in a social media standpoint anyway. I mean, when I deleted Facebook, I mean, it was kind of a... Sober Grid filled the hole that was left when I deleted social media, because that stuff is generally evil. But let's take this evil and turn it into something positive. Also, if you have any other questions, you can leave a comment or email me at soberdozer2017@gmail.com. And with that, I'm going to take it for another 24. I'm out of time. And you guys have a safe, sober day. And we'll see you tomorrow.